Oh, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of the God Next podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Baldwin, with my co-host, Donovan Moore.
What's going on, man?
And we got Jean-Luc Welch back on the show today.
Yeah.
How you feeling today, Jean-Luc?
I don't know. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm glad. Hey, y'all must have thought I did something right because y'all wanted me back. So, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, for sure. So today we're definitely getting into some all-star content. I know you see Jean-Luc's background. I don't know how he got that exactly, but he doesn't want to tell us.
Well, I explained it to y'all. I literally just explained it to y'all.
It's too much. So you guys are going to get the background today. And so we're talking about some all-star stuff. We're going to talk about some snubs, who should be starting, and what team's probably going to win. So hope you guys like the video, comment, subscribe, all of that type of stuff, and enjoy the intro.
Yo, turn it up, Slay. I can't hear nothing.
Coming out of the break here, let's start with the starters today. Let's do the Kevin Durant's team first. So first of all, we got KD, who's the captain, of course, and then we got Kyrie Irving starting at point guard. We got Bradley Beal starting at shooting guard. KD at the small forward, Giannis at the power forward, and Joel Embiid at the center. So, how do you guys feel about that lineup?
I mean, I honestly, from the East, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I really don't have a problem with that starting five. Everybody that's up there deserved to be up there legitimately this year. So, I ain't got no qualms with that.
That's pretty much like if you had to choose a starting five from the East, that's it. That's it right there.
The only thing I'm going to say is I think maybe Harden should be starting over Kyrie at the point guard. That's the only
thing.
What do you mean? Kyrie doesn't even actually play point guard for his position. Like, he didn't even actually play point guard for his team.
I know.
He had that little 2-week hiatus where he didn't even play basketball. James Harden should be starting at the point guard. But that's my only thing.
That's a good point.
But let's talk.
That's a good point.
Let's talk about LeBron's team. So he's got Luka Doncic at point guard, Stephen Curry at the 2, LeBron himself at the 3, Nikola Jokic at the 4, surprisingly, and they have Kawhi at the 5. I think that switched actually. But
okay.
Yeah, I think that switched. But so Kawhi at the 4, and let's say Jokic at the 5. How do you feel about that lineup?
Okay.
They're pretty much the same as the East. Like that's pretty much what I expect. The only problem I would maybe have is Dame over Luka, but Luka's we just seen he's been playing well. He just hit that game winner versus Boston, so he's not a slouch either. So it's like the West is kind of harder than the East. You're always gonna have like some debates over because the West is a deeper conference, obviously. So there's always gonna be somebody you feel like should be starting or should have been on the team.
What about you, Jean-Luc?
Absolutely.
Starters.
Oh, I'm upset because thinking Dame's not a starter.
Right.
Ain't there ain't no, I get it. They're both, great players. They're both, no, fuck that. No. I believe Portland has been doing phenomenal.
They are, I think, number 4 or 5 in the West so far without Nurkic and without CJ. Who was clearly an Yes.
And Damian Lillard has been going crazy. Well, let me rephrase it. He hasn't been going crazy. He's been playing like Damian Lillard. He's been doing what Damian Lillard does, which is dominate on the offensive side of the floor, regardless of who the opponent is, on a consistent basis, and has been carrying his team all these years. And this year has been doing the exact same thing. Like you said, with injuries, with people out. And he is not a starter. He absolutely should have been started this year. There's no reason why he shouldn't have been started this year. And I love Luka, but no.
I agree. I mean, I don't think anybody's against you on this one. I got Dame starting instead of Luka.
Yeah, nah.
Of course, I have Luka.
Yeah.
I have Dame over Luka. I think it's definitely more of a popularity thing, and I think I touched on this in our class the other day. It's definitely more of a popularity thing. So Luka is just he's got the international fans. He's got the.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, he's got a whole overseas following.
He's got a whole country behind him. Like it's different.
Yeah, he's a global star. Yeah, he's global.
Exactly. So I mean, I can see why.
What is his team's record?
I don't want to talk about that.
What's his team's record? No. What is his team record?
Mavericks.
I think they're the 8th seed right now. 7 for 8th seed.
I believe they're struggling.
They're not as high as Damian Lillard. Let's say that they're not as high.
Not nearly as
high.
Not nearly as high as the Trailblazers. Let's say that. But so Steph, you still have good. Like that's a good starter for you guys. Steph, LeBron, Jokic, and Yeah, I think everything's good. So you really don't like James Harden starting over Kyrie? Really?
Me?
I'm talking.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. You
Yeah,
don't
absolutely. Absolutely.
Kyrie? Why?
I think that Kyrie Irving deserves the starting spot for the Eastern Conference.
Over
Okay,
James Harden?
understand. Of recently, as in once the Nets hit their stride, James Harden has been playing phenomenal.
Right.
Remember, he came in, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, the world's going on." All this offensive firepower, no defense, like Mitchell said earlier,
Mhm.
and everything was trying to find stuff and get it together. Once they got it together, we saw the best of James Harden, the best of both worlds from James Harden, both the dominant offensive threat as well as the dominant playmaker that he is. Played great, but throughout the season, Kyrie Irving has played at a level. Yeah, I believe he's averaging 27 points a game, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
He's
If I'm not
playing at a high
mistaken.
level, but for the
Yeah,
point
he's
guard
playing
position,
great.
I don't think so. I think that Harden's averaging, I think, the most assists in the game. Not to mention the fact that when he first came to the Nets, people were saying that it wasn't going to work, that he can't be off the ball and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's showing you that even overweight, like all that, even overweight, he can go out there and drop 40. He can average 12 assists a game, which is what he's doing right now. And then the rebounds are there too. I think he's right around a triple double and damn near a 30 point
Yeah.
triple double. This man is disgusting at the point
Mm-hmm.
guard position. I really
I feel
think
like
Harden should be starting at the point guard over
uh, yeah, Harden's definitely balling, but I feel like with the rebounds and assists, it's like if you got Kyrie, KD, and Joe Harris, like those three alone, I'm gonna get at least 10 assists
That
because
is true.
that's just lethal right there. And then the rebounds thing, it's like outside of DeAndre Jordan, and then he doesn't really start anymore because they starting small with Jeff Green. It's like Harden and some other people got rebound, but he's definitely balling. But I don't know. I feel like they probably didn't make him a point guard for the East because he's coming over from the West mid-season trade. I can't really remember any time when there's been a mid-season trade and then somebody still started for the other conference in the All-Star game. That would have been something if he did.
Exactly.
Right.
But Harden definitely doing his thing though. You can't discredit him. That
Oh,
man.
I'm not. I didn't say he was playing bad.
Oh yeah,
I just said
nah.
It's just that mixed with that little 2-week hiatus where he was like, I'm just not going to play basketball. Like, I don't think he's an all-star. I don't, but it's okay. I mean, it's all arguable, of course. So do you guys want to start with the
Yeah,
East
everything.
bench or the West bench first?
Either or.
Either or. I think we started with the East. Let's keep going with the East. So for the East, we have Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, Nikola Vucevic, James Harden, Julius Randle, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. Out of those guys, how do you guys feel about the East bench?
I feel like Sabonis should be on there.
Okay,
Sabonis been playing good basketball. If I had to replace him, even though Vucevic is having a great year, we talked about it the other day. I feel like I would still put Sabonis right there because it's like the same thing last year with Bradley Beal. He was leading the league in scoring, and they were like, well, their record isn't that good, so he's not really an all-star. So it's like kind of the same thing, I feel like, with Vucevic and Sabonis. The Pacers, I mean, the Magic, I think, are like one game ahead of the Wizards, and they're not even in the playoff rankings right now. They're like 10th or 11th, and the Pacers are like the 4th seed. So
Pacers are like the 4th seed in the East, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And that I didn't know at first, but Nikola Vucevic is, to me, he's having one of the best, not one of the best. He's having the best season of his career so far.
By far.
So I think that,
by far,
you know how hot the Magic came out when they were like 3-0 in the beginning. They had beat the Heat the first week and stuff like that. So after that, they lost Markelle Fultz. They haven't had Jonathan Isaac all season. It seems like they're a whole new team now. They got they have a rookie point guard starting in Cole Anthony. And I think it's just a whole new thing going down in Orlando. And that Vucevic has been solid the entire season, no matter what.
He definitely should be rewarded. Yeah.
We're talking about a bubble team that made it last year and that they might not even make the playoffs this year, and he's still hooping. Like, it's literally all through Vucevic. If they didn't have Vucevic, who even knows where they'd be right now, honestly.
That'll probably be worse than the Timberwolves.
That's my argument for Vucevic. But Sabonis has also been hooping for sure. But overall, Vucevic is the second. He's the second best center in fantasy basketball, right behind Jokic. So, I mean, I think that's for me.
Y'all in the stinking fantasy. Y'all in fantasy.
It's important. Why? It's important to the culture. It's important. But how do you feel about Sabonis versus Vucevic, John Luke? How do you feel?
I agree. I think Vucevic absolutely deserves it.
I think
I don't think he should get moved at all. One player I do think should get moved though and booted, even though they're right now the best in the Eastern Conference. It's Ben Simmons.
Yeah, I said the same thing for Trae Young, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Trae Young,
man.
you can put him for Trae. Shoot, if you want to go just by non-position, I put Chris Middleton in there. I'll put Trae Young in there
Nah.
as well. Now, for me,
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I
for
wouldn't
me,
put Chris
for
Middleton
me.
in there.
I
No,
said for me.
sir.
Because again, I base the majority of the time, almost every time, I base my all-stars off of individual production. We
Yeah.
get a team can suck and a team can be good, but the all-star is dictated on how well you perform, regardless of the opponent, you
Right.
individually.
Right.
And Chris Middleton has been putting up 21 points,
Chris Middleton.
another 50, 40, 90 season.
Yep.
And I get Ben Simmons is playing phenomenal, nearly averaging a triple-double. I get that. But I think that Chris Middleton, I would give him the nod. But I get with Ben Simmons because of the defense. I think that might have been what put him over the top. But with Trae Young, no. But with Trae Young, he's the guy that I would say absolutely. Chris Middleton's a maybe until you can argue for him being in there for Ben Simmons. But Trae Young is an absolute for me. His individual performance this season, absolutely, he should have been an all-star this year, not Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
My
I feel like with all. Oh, go ahead, Mitch.
No. You're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say just for like all-star selecting as a whole, it's always debatable. You're always gonna be like, well, that guy should have, or that guy should have. So it's always like you're always gonna have a debate for somebody making it over somebody else. I feel like maybe they should just expand the rosters even, because it's hard to get every single good player in the all-star game, but at least expand like maybe 2 more spots in each conference, because there's definitely guys that deserve it.
My thing is they should take out the West and the East thing now, especially if we're not having a West and East All-Star game. I don't see the point in that. It should really be the top 30 players of the year for me.
I like that. Yeah,
I like that instead. But here's my thing with the bench. So Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I'm fine with them both being on the All-Star team just on the fact that they're winning so many games and that they've come out the gate just hot. And that this is the best we've seen the 76ers since they've been together. They're a winning team, and the fact that it's the coaches that pick the benches, that's why I think Ben Simmons is even on here, because it's about defense. Just like John Lewis said, it's about defense, and I know that the coaches are gonna take that into account more than like the fans and the media and stuff like that. So that's why I don't think Trae Young's on this list, because for a while he's been doing that foul baiting stuff, and
I was just about to ask you that.
Right, Steve Nash even came out and said that's not basketball. So I know a lot of the coaches probably weren't trying to vote for him, but I don't see how the Celtics have 2 players here. And that's my issue with this. I don't see how the Celtics have 2 players in the All-Star game.
I feel like
they should have 1 player, and it should be Jaylen Brown.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
if you're gonna argue for that, why aren't you arguing against the Nets having literally all 3 of their big 3?
They're playing well. If you have a good team,
the Celtics are playing well.
Listen, no, they are not.
Not the Celtics. Excuse me, not the Celtics. Let me apologize. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, they are playing good.
They are playing well, but the
Celtics
Celtics are not playing well, and that's why they should not have 2 players. The 76ers can have 2 players. They're playing well, and Jason Tatum, he's been playing well recently, but even for the first month or so, he wasn't even playing. It was Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown was hooping. That's when he was playing his best.
Yeah.
So
I think Jason Tatum had Rona. He said it messed up his fatigue.
Yeah, it messed up his fatigue, and then Kemba Walker's come back, and they've looked slow ever since. Jaylen Brown should have been their one representative for the Celtics. I don't think that the Celtics.
Kemba Walker having like a Russell Westbrook decline. I don't know what's going on with him.
I think he's still injured in that he's just trying to play. That's what I think it is. I think he's injured. He's just trying to play through it, but he doesn't look does not look like himself at all. Let's get to the West bench. Let's talk about. Do you guys have anything else with the East before we move on?
Nah.
Oh no, I just think that you're wrong with the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Let's talk about it. The Celtics are below 500 and are not in the playoffs.
What did I just say my criteria was? Individual production. And we get that Jason Tatum was out. When he came back, he's averaging 25 and 6. Jaylen Brown this season is averaging 25 and 5. So you can't take that away from them individually. They've been 2 of the best players in the Eastern Conference as a whole. They have to be in there. I can't. They have to be in there. They have to be in there.
I don't think so. I think you can take Jason Tatum out and you can replace him.
With who?
Replace him with somebody.
With who?
He's a forward, right?
Yeah.
Let me think. Another forward. Sabonis is actually a power forward. If you want to put that out there.
Sabonis averaging what is he having? 21 and 10.
24, I think. It's like 24 and like 12.
Okay.
And he's has a high assist number too. He's
24
got a
that's
couple
true.
triple
That's true.
doubles this
Assists.
year.
So
That's
I would
true.
take
That's true.
I would take Jason Tatum out for Sabonis, if anything.
Okay. All right. Okay. See that.
That's
Okay.
fair.
I'll give you
That's
that.
fair.
Fair. I
I'll
like
give you
that.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
definitely fair.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the West bench. Let's talk about it's Donovan Mitchell, it's Rudy Gobert, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, Chris Paul, Paul George, and Damian Lillard. How do you guys feel about the West bench?
They replaced Anthony Davis with Devin Booker, right?
Anthony Davis is replaced with Devin Booker, right?
Okay.
So the biggest snub was Devin Booker for a while. And
Right.
I do think that they definitely righted their wrong here. But Chris Paul should not have been in this list over Devin Booker in the first place. If anything, Chris
Exactly.
Paul should be replacing Anthony Davis. It should have been Devin Booker named first. But
Yeah. I
other
feel
than
like
that, I like the list.
I feel like Brandon Ingram should have maybe been somewhere on there, even though the Pelicans are kind of like inconsistent.
Yeah,
I feel like he's still been keeping up his consistent play. Like last year, he was an all-star. He's still playing at that level, maybe even better this year. But I feel like they just wanted to get Zion Williamson in there. So I guess they have to choose one from the team. So they're going to go with the one who's going to bring more and more viewers.
I
So
mean,
the one that I think, since Brandon Ingram's a forward, I think the person he would replace is Paul George on this list.
Paul George been balling. I got to give him his credit, but yet again, his story always is we got to see it in the playoffs.
Right.
So
That's my biggest thing with Paul George. We have to see it in the playoffs first. Right.
okay. I think Paul George deserves it this year.
Okay.
In terms of up until this point, his production. Absolutely.
I agree.
But I can't make an argument for Ingram over Zion because I get Ingram's been balling.
I can't.
No, I'm not saying over Zion. I'm just saying like they had to choose one from the Pelicans, so of course it'll be Zion because he has more fanfare.
Right.
Forget fanfare.
Forget the fanfare. He's playing better. He's playing better.
He's hooping. He's definitely hooping.
Mind you, if you want to go with the story route, this was a guy who we were all not only hyping up, but also looking to fail the majority of the time. Because everybody was looking to see, okay, we want to see the spectacular dunks, but also, can he actually play that way when he gets to the league? Then, boom, puts up a Rookie of the Year contending performance, only playing 20 games. And then we see, and then this year, averaging 25 points, 60% from the field, literally all in the paint.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I don't see what multiple 30-point games, multiple times he's been a difference maker in the Pelicans even competing in a lot of those games and a lot of times winning because of his contributions. I get what Brandon Ingram is and what he can do. He's a lethal scorer from all ends of the floor, absolutely. But in terms of the impact and dominance that we have seen from Zion Williamson, there is no question with me if it came down to who deserves to be an all-star from those two. Brandon Ingram, you're great. Don't get me wrong. But no, Zion, he's been playing on a different level this year.
I'm about to say, Brandon Ingram averaging 25 and 5. So they basically got the same numbers in terms of points.
I think Zion Williamson's shooting like 60-something% from the field. I think he has the most points so far. He's just dominant. Like it's crazy. You can't do anything in the paint with that man. And if they get a stretch five, where Steven Adams is not in the paint, clogging the paint up, Lord Jesus. Yeah. Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson.
He's like a souped up Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Like Blake Griffin was mostly catching oops and just dunking. Right. Zion Williamson will face up and then like his first step is insanely quick.
He'll face up, he'll post you up and then face up, fake one way and be gone. Like it's so crazy.
If he could just add just like a something of a jumper,
an inkling of a jump shot.
Just the thought of it. Right. The thought of a jump shot.
All Zion needs to do, in my opinion, and I'm not trying to be clickbaity, but all he needs to do to potentially become a top 5 player in this league were 2 things. One, get better on defense. Learn how to use that athleticism smartly.
Right.
And not just, relying on his jumping ability. And 2, learn to go right.
That too.
My God. If he learns to go right, he doesn't need a jumper. He doesn't need shoot. He's got the ball handling. He's got the speed. He's got the explosiveness. He's got the court vision. All he needs is to learn to go right. And you're looking at a potential 30-point scorer without a 3.
Without a 3.
There's nothing people He's the one player that I've seen outside of LeBron in this league that has the soft touch of a guard while having the destructive driving ability of a Giannis or Shaquille O'Neal. In terms of he'll get everybody off him, but still finish with the lightest of touches to always get the friendly bounce off the rim. I haven't seen that from people outside of LeBron in my years of watching basketball to that degree. And so, my gosh, if he just learns to go right and use his right hand, I don't know what to think.
Yeah, when they had that 24-point comeback against the Celtics and it came down to clutch time and Zion was getting the ball, I was like, literally just front his left side, make him go right, and they couldn't do a thing. It was crazy. So yeah, if he gets the right side, I completely agree. He will be a beast if he's like able to like push right and just get past the defense like he does on the left side. He'll be a menace. Absolutely. But,
definitely would.
Is that it for everybody? Anybody else got anything to say about the East and the West All-Star game this year? Do you think it'll happen, first of all?
Well, it's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
I feel like the All-Star game, that's just one of those things you need fans, though. It's all about the entertainment experience with the All-Star game because you have the whole weekend build up. Like I've read they were doing the dunk contest at halftime of the All-Star game. I don't really know how that could really work.
It feels like they're trying to force it, but
yeah.
But I mean,
they definitely are.
It's gonna happen. I mean, they have Obi Toppin in the dunk contest, by the way. They just
that's a good.
They just confirmed.
Wow.
Really? Yeah, they just announced that when we were mid-show, like 10 minutes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, they got
a good one.
Contest, so we'll see who else joins, but I think it'll be a good All-Star weekend for sure. I don't know about the COVID thing though. That's the whole thing I'm worried about. Just how the disease is gonna get transferred between people.
Another thing,
Go ahead.
No, just the other thing would be like with the 3-point shootout, for instance. Like, what if they want Steph to participate? He's in the All-Star game, so it's like, so now during halftime, you want the man to be in a 3-point shootout, then come back,
right, and then
play in the game, continue to play in the game. So can't have it both ways. But
I mean, hey, it's just to get the Steph. It's just to get Steph heated up. So that once
it would be good to see him versus Trae Young in a 3-point shootout.
Oh, man, let me get Trae Young in the 3-point contest for sure.
Him versus Trae Young in Atlanta for the 3-point. See, if they have fans there, then I'll be all for it. But there's no fans to even hype up the entertainment portion. So.
I think there will be fans.
You could.
I do think there will be fans, though. I think it'll just be
really
very limited, and they might not be in like the vicinity, like the camera where you can
like 10% or something, 10%, 15%
and stuff that's inside of the Hawks arena. Like they'll be in the suites and stuff, but I don't think we'll see them. But there will be people there.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be phenomenal because you know remember the what was it, the USA Olympics?
Yeah.
With the Dream Team and that kind of practice when it was like nobody was there. It was like the greatest game. This could happen. I'm not saying it's going to be the greatest game by far. I'm not trying to go that far. But I'm saying in terms of that, like, okay, there's no fans. There's just about an empty stadium. This is just straight up pickup, like we be seeing on like LeBron's Instagram or something like that, when everybody comes and they just be playing hard, just to play hard. Now they might have a different mindset of, okay, I'm not playing to entertain. Well, I am playing to entertain. Well, more so, I'm playing now to be like, okay, let's see what you got. You know, we the best of the best out here. Let's see who actually is top dog in the league. So
that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Very upset that not Trae Young in it this year, though, man. Very, very upset. Yeah. One more thing before we go. Anybody have LaMelo Ball making an All-Star game the next 2 years?
No. Oh, next 2 years.
Next 2 years. Next 2 years. Maybe not next year, but the year after. How do you feel about that? LaMelo Ball?
That's possible. Definitely possible.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Definitely possible.
You see, man,
I got to give you your props. I got to give you your props on that one. We said he was going to be nice, but you had him just being on another level. So I definitely got to give you your props on that on camera. You gave him his just due early. Rookie of the year easily.
Well, I ain't gonna say easily. Rookie of the year, absolutely. But I ain't gonna say easily. I'm not gonna
say
easily.
It might have to be easily because Anthony Edwards has been struggling. Wiseman's been hurt, so it's definitely.
It's Tyrese Halliburton, and then I think it's whoever you want to put after that between Anthony Edwards or James Wiseman, whoever you want to put.
I got Anthony Edwards.
Do you have Anthony Edwards?
That third spot.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll pick Anthony Edwards there. I mean,
Emmanuel quickly been playing well too with the Knicks.
I'll give him that, but he doesn't get enough playing time really. That's the only issue.
Because they got Derrick Rose now.
Derrick Rose, Austin Rivers, Elfrid Payton. How many other guards do they need over there in New York? It's ridiculous. But yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this edition of the Got Next podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thanks again, John Luke, for joining the show. We'll have you on again, of course.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
no problem. Love to be on it.
Yep. Hope you guys catch us next time. Have a good one.
Yeah. See y'all.